Greetings, Mason Storm here. Today I'm going to be making some scones. I don't know exactly what the difference between a scone and a biscuit is, but probably the form factor. Clear to engage, we have contact. Our ingredients will consist of 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of cream, 1/2 cup of sugar, 2/3 cup of butter, 1 egg, and 3 cups of flour. Now to begin our process, we're going to take our egg and we are going to beat it viciously until it is sufficiently beaten. And once our egg's sufficiently beaten, we'll add our cream to it. You could also add your sugar now at this point. You could have a sugar creamy eggy mixture, but I decided to go with just doing the milk with the egg. The bowl was getting kind of full and I didn't want to spill this more than one time. So now I get another bowl out and time to work on our dry stuff. So I'm going to get my sifter out because anytime you work with baking powder you want to use a sifter. And then I'm going to sift the flour and the baking powder. It takes a little while to sift all the flour with such a small sifter, and some of the flour is stuck in the bottom of the bowl, but we're all good. So there's the baking powder into the sifter now, making sure we get it all out. And I'm just going to dump the salt into the bowl as well. A couple whacks of the sifter and everything's all sifted together. Now I'm just going to mix it all up now and get a nice homogeneous mixture, which is exactly what we want. And it doesn't take very long to mix up. And that was the second spill of the day. And now we're going to add our sugar and our butter to the mixture. I really do think that adding the sugar to the liquids probably would have made more sense, but this is kind of what happened anyway. And the other thing too is the butter. I should have let that warm up a little bit, as you'll see in a second. And I'm just going to use the pastry knife here to distribute the butter into the mixture of the powders. And I'm pushing quite hard because it's still quite cold, and I actually end up bending the pastry knife a little bit, which is kind of unfortunate, but I was able to bend it back and nobody knows but us, so it's a secret. And just in case you're wondering, a secret is something you tell one person at a time. And now that we've got all that combined, it's time to add our liquids to the mixture. So I'm just going to dump them all in and then start mixing them up again with my whisk or wooden spoon. Probably a wooden spoon would be better than what I was using. And once it starts to kind of combine and starts to stick to everything, we're going to move on to a more advanced mixing style. The more advanced mixing style, of course, is by hand. And we're just going to take the dough and we're going to get it out of the bowl and we're going to knead it on the counter. We're really just kind of kneading it till it combines. So the lowest level of kneading possible. And once we have a solution where it kind of holds together and we don't have flour all over the place, then we can call that done. It doesn't take very long, only a couple minutes. And once we're done rolling that out, I'm going to get a pan. This is a stone pan, so I don't need to put down a sill mat or parchment paper. I don't think the stuff sticks too bad to begin with, and I just press it out flat so we have ourselves a nice big round piece of dough. And then I'm going to use my knife here and I'm just going to cut it into 8 pieces. So cut it in half and then half the other way, and then the half's in half, and before you know it, we're halfway there. Just kidding. We're almost done. So we get them all on the sheet pan here, and it takes a little bit of organization. These things do rise quite a bit, so spread them out so that they can rise without running into each other. And then we'll toss those in the oven at 400 degrees, and we're going to cook them for approximately 15 minutes. And then you're done. Serve them up with some fresh jam or butter. I went with the butter route. Pretty delicious. So let me know in the comments below how you make your scones. And if you like my content and would like to see more of it, please like and subscribe. And until next time, stay awesome.